Be positive in all situations. Always look for the good. Always find something to be grateful for, they say. They, including me. But we all know that sometimes for the life of us, we can't seem to see anything positive. All you can look at are the negatives. All you can see are ways in which things can go down, ways in which we can fail, ways in which we will never succeed. And many people see this negative bias as a bad character trait. But I'm a firm believer that everything that God has given us can be used to our benefit. And it's easy to see the positive of this bias towards negative thinking because it's the reason why we've survived for so long. We were able to think, how could this go wrong? And would plan so that it doesn't go wrong. The dilemma now is, in our modern day, for most of our life, we don't have as many threats as we did back then. So our main goal is no longer just to survive, but now we want to thrive. So with this, how can we use this negative bias to help us? How can negativity lead to thriving? Not that type of thriving. Get your mind out of the gutter. I find that sometimes when I'm looking to progress, right, to improve things, it's hard to find solutions. It's hard to find, okay, this will improve my things by 2.4%. Obviously, I don't think like that. Actually, I do. And you probably have the same issue. But because we are wired to see threats, to see what could potentially damage us, what could potentially kill us, we are wired to see negative things. We are wired to see the flaws in our plans, the flaws in whatever we are doing. I believe that every human being knows what not to do. Deep down, you know what not to do. Whether you do it or not is your choice, but you know what not to do, right? And this also applies for your goals, for going to the gym, for doing certain things. You know the big do not do's, right? That sounded weird. So in the case of, let's say, content creation, growing an audience, I know that if I want to grow, what I shouldn't do is not post. And on top of that, not post, and when I do post, the content is bad. That's just guaranteeing that nothing happens. So me knowing what not to do is finding a threat, a potential problem that could cause a lack of growth. So now you flip it. You do the exact opposite. So for me not to grow, I don't post, and when I do post, it's bad content. Now if you flip it, I'll post consistently, and when I do post, it's good content. You see how you simply find a problem and you flip it to find a solution. Now you see how you can use your negativity to your advantage. People are always talking about positive thinking this. I always think positively. Sometimes you can't think positively. Sometimes you're in a situation where you're just like, you know what, I'll try and I try and I try. But I don't rate how sunny it is today. I don't care. I'm easing. In those situations, you look for the negatives and you flip them so that you know what you should do or something that will get you a better result. It's so easy to be negative. If I ask you to find 20 problems in your life, you probably come back to me with 100. That's how easy it is to be negative. So because it's easy for us to be negative, sometimes, maybe not all the time, but sometimes we should use this negative bias for our benefit. We find the problems in our life, we find ways in which we are guaranteed to fail, and we just invert them. This type of thinking is called inverted thinking. Whatever you want to do, try find the opposite of what would work, and then do the opposite of the opposite. And then now you have a magical thing, a magical solution for progression. And if we frame things this way, then it suddenly becomes simple, because we all know how to find problems. There's not a human being on earth that I've met that doesn't know how to find problems. So now we use our natural God-given talent, finding problems, to succeed, to find solutions. And isn't that great, huh? Isn't that great? I know for a fact there's someone who's been watching this video saying, sometimes you don't have to do the exact opposite. I want you to shut up, huh? Shut up. I don't know why I'm on smoke, but shut up. Doing the opposite of what will guarantee failure, sometimes it's not going to guarantee progression and success. But at the very least, it will put you in a better position, and you can't dispute that. So shut up.